Remember, the abs in the kitchen scenario is somewhat true. And what I mean by this is true somewhat because in reality, you can't have trash eating habits and expect to have a six-pack. But then do understand that a lot of the definition does play a role in not just the eating, but the training as well. And this is why I say make sure you get your ab training in, because once you start slipping on the ab training, you will start slipping on definition too. There's no way around it. But a lot of people like to use the term abs are made in the kitchen. But do understand, like I said, that is somewhat true because you can't eat crazy and expect to have a six-pack. You do want to make sure you're eating effectively in ways that are going to benefit you being able to get the six-pack definition that you want. When it comes down to your goals, make sure your goals are relative to what you can be consistent with. A lot of people have the idea of wanting to be super low in body fat percentage, but they don't realize the maintenance that comes with that. Trust me, it's a lot of maintenance that comes with that. And if you aren't able to handle the maintenance, it is a lot harder to maintain that physique. So when you're out here trying to decide what route you want to go in regards to performance or how you want to look, make sure you do your due diligence on research in regards to can you keep up with this type of training style, as well as can you eat this type of way? Are you going to be able to take this amount of calories? Are you going to be able to make sure these meals are cooked? Are you going to be able to make sure your eating windows are being fulfilled? And are you going to make sure that you're not missing those meals? Those things are going to be important. So I always say this, when you have a goal in mind, do make sure your goal is realistic. And what I mean by realistic, meaning it's complementing your lifestyle in ways, that's one. And then two, it's something that you can actually do. You can make sure the upkeep is there. And if you're trying to get fit like me, 3 days a week, it's not gonna work. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. 3 days a week is just not gonna work. You need to be training at least 5 days a week. Like I said, the only time that we scale back from training 5 days a week is if our body needs that rest. And you're gonna know when your body needs that rest based upon what you're eating, how it feels. I always say this as well. You already know you're in caloric deficit and you need to be nourishing your body a little bit more if you experience a lot of body aching or excessive soreness. And what I mean by excessive soreness is you training quads on Monday and it's Friday and them quads are still sore as hell as if you train them that same day. It's either you're not properly deloading the body, which is foam rolling, stretching, massage gun, and so on and so forth, or it's a scenario where you're not intaking enough calories so the body can go through the rebuilding process. So do understand those things are very important when it comes down to building the physique that you want and being able to maintain the physique that you want, because there's two different things. You might be at 35% body fat percentage now, but ideally you would love to be in 10%. But like I said, if you can't handle the work when it comes down to the upkeep, then do understand it's going to lead to frustration over time. But with that said, let's get back to it. And as you can see, all we doing is 3 sets of 30, nothing too crazy. I got it on 40 pounds, and trust me, I'm feeling it right in the core. I adjusted my seat before I turned on the camera. So do remember, every time that you do train, make sure your seat is adjusted properly to make sure that you're hitting the area the way that you like to be able to build it the way that you want or be able to perform the way that you like as well. So with that said, let's get it.